First find of 2020. I don't know what it is. It looks silver. Okay, let's take a look. Right there. I do not know what it is. Let's find out. Looks like a real, maybe? Oops. Might be a half dime wore out or a real. It's definitely silver. Salt box style.
We are on the old Stanton Parkersburg Turnpike, and we're at a little bit of a famous spot here known as the area of California House region, and I just wanted to show you these overhangs here and this nice little waterfall that we've got going on here. Brian and I are on a new site. On this site right here, there was a inn that was right in this area, and soldiers used to stop here during the Civil War, and a very famous Confederate soldier owned this inn, and when he left, his family continued to operate this inn, and for some reason the Yankees never burned it, but they continued to use it on and off, and there's a number of accounts talking about how they would come in and the officers would stay in this inn. Right there where my finger is, that's a cave going in this sandstone, and it goes back about 4 or 5 feet. And you can see that roof in there is kind of dark colored. This very well could have been a burial site or cache where they cached tools. Now I'm not going to climb down off that. That's like a 25-foot drop down through there. But if you'll notice, there's an overhang right here. And that overhang right there could have very well been a place where people stayed there as well. They could have slid down off that edge right there, came across on that little lip, and went in there and stayed and hid out for to hunt animals or to get out of inclement weather. But we're going to continue our trek down through here. So far we're just finding a bunch of oil well stuff, and I was hoping I could find at least one bullet today, and by gosh, I found it. It was all over the place as far as the target trying to reach in, but I finally managed to pull out a 58.
I've got a bullet right there, as you can see, and it's small, and it looks like a Burnside. Let me see. No, that's a 58. I can't tell if it's dropped. Looks fired, or just messed with, carved on maybe. Yeah, it looks carved on. That's pretty cool. Alright, that's cool. Found this little button. Still got the shank. I'll be real careful. I cleaned it off a little bit. There's the shank. Let's see what's on the face. Is there anything? I hate doing this. Oh yeah, look at that design. It's got spokes. That's cool. Hopefully a camera picks that up. It's got a dot in the center and spokes. One piece, kind of concave. Boy, that thing's itty bitty. This was down quite a ways there, and I don't know what it is yet. I can see it's brass. It's probably a rivet. I find them a lot. No! It's like a World War II enclosure for the Grand Belt. Found this. I think it's just a piece of lead in there. It could be an Enfield. Let's find out. Well, It's an Enfield, I think, or a musket ball. It's a big honking piece of lead. I don't know. At one time it was a piece of a bullet, I'd say. I was going through some junk, a bunch of junk right here, and this popped out. Looked like it's an Enfield. You can see by the base of it, but it's real mush, like it was fired straight in the ground.
I'm Keith Gaskin, and I'm the President and CEO of the West Virginia University at Parkersburg Foundation. And in celebration of West Virginia Day, we had groups of supporters here to learn more about Oakland, the Stephenson mansion that was donated to the foundation in 2015 from the Stephenson family. The Lutzes were the last members of the family to live in the home, and donated it to us again in 2015. The family had owned the house for over 180 years. And today we had people here learning more about the Stephenson family, the impact that they've had on this community, and actually in the birth of West Virginia too. And that's the goal of the foundation, is to manage the home for the college so that we can, one, preserve it, and then also to use it as an education resource, not only for the college, but the entire community.
Here we are heading up the driveway to the Stephenson mansion. During the Civil War, federal soldiers had camped here on the property, and Mr. Stephenson was very proud of his oaks, and one of his oaks had won a botanical award from Virginia Botanical Society. One of the federal troops officers had come down here and started to chop down his prized tree. He came out and tried to stop him, and the man pulled a gun on him. Needless to say, it was stopped, and the tree was saved, and Mr. Stephenson was not shot. But things were rather hot because Stephenson had a son in the Confederacy, even though he supported the Union. And one of the things here too, he also had served in the Virginia legislature at one time. And so let's see if we can get up here a little bit closer so I can show you a good shot of the mansion. This is the beautiful Stephenson mansion called Oakland. It is a Greek revival in architectural style, and the folks here at West Virginia University have been kind enough to allow us to go through the mansion and video. They just have finished up their West Virginia birthday celebrations, and we're going to get a chance to see the aftermath. So let's check it out. In the main entryway for the Stephenson mansion, and as you can see, West Virginia University has some of the history of Oakland here, and some West Virginia flags. And as you can see, there is a little sofa, a foundation table there where they presented items to folks. And this is one of the libraries. As you can see, they had a program set up here for West Virginia's birthday here earlier today. I was not at this because I had other obligations. But as you can see, this is quite the place. And a oil painting of Arthur I. Borman. We are in one of the side rooms off the main entrance, and it was just pointed out to me about this little section right here, if you can read it. See if I can get the glare off there. As you can see, these probably would have been gas at one time. Everything's been electrified in the house and upgraded to modern standards. Just a beautiful Greek revival style home. And check out those wooden floors. Those are just fantastic. Little parlor in the front. And we have a little modernized kitchen here. And another little pantry. And then, of course, the water closet. Modernized, of course. All right, let's see what else we can get into here. As you can see, this little side room here. The Stephensons were great lovers of equestrian horses. And as you can see, there are a number of very famous individuals here, and a number of these. We're videoing off the back balcony porch of Oakland. And the one thing that the Lutz family who owned this and the Stephensons, one of the things they had all kinds of different dogs that they cherished and loved. And a lot of these animals are buried in this little cul-de-sac, this little turnaround area here. And there's a few little monuments that are placed throughout the various sections of the gardens which talk about their beloved dogs. Magnolia tree right there. I bet you that's pretty when it's in bloom. And down over that ridge, it runs back into the school property and down into the car lots, but that is one of the areas where the federal troops were camped, down in these lower fields surrounding the mansion grounds. We're on the second floor, and these are the bedrooms. Of course, that bed reminds me of a Jenny Lind style bed. I'm not quite for sure if that was what you would exactly call that style, but very nice. And a little vanity over there. In many respects, this house is laid out much like the Henderson plantation mansion there in Boaz, West Virginia, right outside of Williamstown. A lot of the Greek Revival architecture styles are very apparent in both homes. And then, of course, the various books there in the bookcase. And then another bedroom right here. Okay, this is the children's room. And another bedroom here. Much of this furniture dates from about the 1830s up through the 1890s. I wanted to get this for you, the stairwell coming down and then coming down to the main parlor entrance. And one of the things that I do want to do as well is I want to show you what the original wallpapering to this place was. It's spectacular. And they saved a portion of it here and they framed it under glass. But there you can see Oakland in the wallpapering and the presentation. And I'll go ahead and get this as well, because this is very nice. Beautiful place. All right, we want to thank West Virginia University for allowing us to come into the Oakland mansion here and do some videoing. And we'll show you a little bit more later. Thank you.